Welcome to Poopcast. I'm Jimmy Davis.
I'm a guy that loves pooping.
And I'm NPCarlsson.
Yep. And today, really quickly before we get into this, I want to mention for everybody listening, we're recording this a little bit earlier than we normally would. We're recording this on the 10th, and you won't be hearing this episode until Monday the 22nd. Just so you know, we usually record like 2 days before the episode goes up, but we're doing it a little bit earlier this time. And so just so you know, some things we talk about maybe have changed from when we talked about them. I don't know. Probably not. I guess they could have changed within 2 days anyway. But I figured I'd mention that. We don't normally record this early, but we are this time. But we always start out asking our guests just to kind of get things started. What's your YouTube poop story, basically? Like, how did you first discover YouTube poop? Some like the earliest YouTube poops and YouTube poopers you can remember watching, and leading up to what eventually made you decide to start making your own YouTube poops.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't remember when it was. I don't remember what year it was, but I think I was just on YouTube, and I used to watch a lot of Crash Bandicoot related videos because I was a big fan of Crash. Well, I still am a big fan of Crash Bandicoot, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then I think one day I just got recommended this video that was called. What was it called? I think it was called Cortex Has Issues, and it had YTP in brackets. And at the time, I had no idea what that meant. And I clicked it, and it was really, really funny, and it was one of the funniest videos I'd ever seen. I think it's still up on YouTube.
Okay.
I think it was by Slam Man, and then he put a link in the description of that video saying that he'd got like a sound effect, another YouTube poop, and it was a poop by Alvin YTP. Okay. And it was I think it was called Plucky Duck Directs the Faces of Evil. I don't think that's up anymore. I think his channel's down for some reason. I don't know. I think he took it down or something like that, or maybe it got taken down. I don't know.
Okay.
But then I just basically binged watched all of his videos, and I guess that's how I got into YouTube poop, and then it evolved from there, and then I just watched more of them, and then I don't remember when I started my channel that I had before this one, which was called Crash Bandabuggy. I don't remember when I started that, but then I started kind of making my own sort of YouTube poop things. I don't think I called them YouTube poops to start off with, because I think at the time I thought that for something to be considered a YouTube poop, I thought it had to have like Spadina stuff. Uh-huh. And I decided just not to do that because I didn't really understand that at the time. And so I didn't call them YouTube poops. I've since realized that they are still YouTube poops, even though they don't have that Spadina stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I don't remember what happened to that channel. I think it just kind of turned into something else, and I just started doing remixes and things like that. So I just decided one day to just make a new channel, and I didn't really know what I was going to do on that new channel, but I just kind of wanted to start fresh, and I think I had like a few ideas. I was going to start off with doing some gaming videos or something to start off with, and then I just decided to not do that, and I just thought, why don't I just do YouTube poops again, but like do them a lot better and try and get a better editing program and make them as good as I can. And that's basically how NPCarlsson started.
Okay. Do you remember like the first or like some of the earlier YouTube poop channels that you remember subscribing to? Like, did you, or at least that you started watching?
I don't really remember.
Okay. Yeah,
no,
it's fine. I was just.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. These are just so you know, these always kind of start out a bit slow. It takes a little while to kind of get into it. But I know we do have quite a few questions this time around. I think we'll probably won't be too long before we get into those, because I think we can get a lot of conversation out of the questions.
How many even did we get?
Well, this is the first time that I've asked for questions on YouTube as well as Twitter, and I think there's something like 40 comments on YouTube and then like 10 tweets on Twitter, something like that. So there's a good amount. Shoot, I really should. I always come up with stuff that I want to talk about with the guests, but I never remember to write it down, and so some conversations go a little bit more smoothly than others. This one's a little.
Maybe just start writing it down.
Right now?
Not right now, but I mean like in the future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get the ideas like when I'm at work or whatever. I can't just stop and write down conversation ideas for Poopcast in the middle of working. You know, I think the thing that's going on is that most of the other guests that we have on, I don't know a whole lot about, but I know you've done like your anniversary video, your 3-hour-long video. There was a lot of information about your channel on there, and you've done your podcasts that have a lot of information. I think it's just I already kind of know a lot about you, so I there's not as much to ask.
Right? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, sorry about this. They're not. I'm usually more prepared than this. I think part of it too might be it's an earlier recording time than usual.
Yeah, sorry to have to get you up early in the morning for that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just yeah, it's fine. You want to just go into the questions then, because we always get conversations out of the questions. At least then we'll have something to start off the topic with.
Right.
Okay, well we'll go right to those then. Like I said, we do have quite a few, so they should.
Well, we went there early.
What?
It usually takes us a good hour before we get into the questions.
Yeah, but like I said, we have a lot, and plus we have a limited recording time for this episode. We have like 2 hours, something like that, and we like a lot of times just from like a dozen questions or something like that get like an hour out of conversation out of it. So, and I think there are some duplicate questions, but still we have about 50 questions to go through. First one on Twitter comes from Omar Beltran, who asks, favorite game of 2017?
Favorite game? I don't know. I don't really know what games really came out in 2017. I don't usually keep up to date with much of that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm more of more into games that have already come out and that I've heard a lot about and heard are already good. I don't really keep up with newer games. It usually takes a good couple of years for me really to catch up with the new games. Logan might know a couple.
Oh yeah, definitely. I actually made a thing on a thread of like 5 or 6 tweets on Twitter of just listing my favorite games of the year. I'm pretty sure I put Breath of the Wild at number 1 on that, and then Mario Odyssey at number 2. But those are kind of obvious answers. So other than those two, I'm pretty sure Sonic Mania was the highest.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played any of those 3 games, but I do plan on playing.
Me neither.
I do plan on playing Mario Odyssey, possibly Breath of the Wild. I've never really been a big Zelda fan outside of the CDI games, but I think that one could be fun to play, at least fun to try.
And then also Cuphead was another one. That
Cuphead.
I still need to play more of, but I really liked what I played.
Yeah, Cuphead is one game that I definitely want to try out. I don't need to get a Nintendo Switch for that like I do with Odyssey or Breath of the Wild, but I just haven't got around to trying it yet.
You might want to get a controller for your PC, though.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to play it with the keyboard.
I'd probably rather play with a control.
What? You cut out there. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'd probably rather play with a controller.
Yeah.
For
me, unless with a controller. We might have.
Yeah. We've done quite a... Next question comes from Care Epton, who asks, what weird comments that are just weird comment?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me... I think usually when I get a weird comment, I screen cap it and post it to Twitter.
I
So
do
let me
that.
just look through my.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
Let me just search comment on my Twitter and see if there's anything there. No, actually, those are just comments on other people's videos that I found.
I think for me,
I think I might usually just screen cap them and post them with no context given.
okay.
So there's no words to search.
I think
I don't know.
I think for me,
Oh.
the weirdest comment I can think of that I've got recently, I know I tweeted that one. It was I forget exactly what it was, but it was somebody who was offended by a joke where Sonic got shot in one of my YouTube poops, and he left like this Sammy Classic Sonic fan style rant. Like at first, I legitimately thought he was joking because it seemed so. Like I said, it seemed like Sammy Classic Sonic fan. It seemed like it was parodying that, but it was. When I got to the end, I realized that it was real. I guess maybe that's not so much weird as it is just kind of funny.
I guess I did kind of forget about this, but a couple weeks ago I got a comment on a video that was literally just rape. That's all it said. Just rape.
Okay.
It was an Undertale white PMV, and he just comments rape.
All right. I guess that qualifies as weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually laughed out loud when I saw that, just because it was so unexpected. Open up an email, you got a new comment, and I see it's a comment that just says rape.
All right. What about you? Do any comments come to mind for you that are weird comments?
I'm just looking through my Twitter, see if I can find anything there.
Okay. I remember there was another one I can think of. Again, I guess it's more funny than weird. Somebody, well, I guess this one's pretty weird. Somebody commented on my channel trailer when I first uploaded that, whenever it was that I made that, and it was a question that was, am I watching a Jehovah's Whiteness? Which made me laugh.
Jehovah's Weakness?
Jehovah's Whiteness.
Okay.
I think I saved that comment. I don't remember what I saved it as, though. Because I do, like I said, I screen cap comments as well. I probably saved it as Jehovah's Whiteness, actually, now that I think about it. Let me look that up really quick.
I guess I found another one.
Huh.
So, it was, hey, a guy loves pooping. I really love this video. Sorry for being in your spam folder, but can you please follow me on Instagram? You can click this link, check it out, instagram.com/ and then I guess I blacked it out. You would do me a huge favor. Best regards. And then I blacked out their name. I just remember thinking that was funny that it was just a spam comment and they say sorry for being in your spam folder. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I think I've maybe seen that before. I think the spam commenters are used to it, and they find ways of making their comments stand out, even in spam.
I mean, YouTube will put some weird comments in spam. Like, there was a comment that literally just said "awesome work," and that ended up in spam.
Yeah, I remember I got a comment from Ryan YTP on one of my subscriber specials. It just said "congratulations," and that ended up in spam.
YouTube needs to fix itself in a lot of areas.
Yeah, but I think that the spam comments are the least of their concerns at the moment.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But that is something that should be fixed in the future, I think.
On my most recent video, the Get in My Car Now one, most of the comments on that are just like quotes from the video. And most of them get into published comments, but then some of them go into spam, and they're basically exactly the same. And I don't know what determines whether they're spam or not, because they're all just people just quoting the video.
Well, maybe that's why they have so many comments that are the exact same thing, that YouTube just assumes that must mean they're spam or something.
Yeah.
I think you can actually report comments as spam, and that'll just send it to the spam folder. Because I swear I've got comments before that they show up in the spam on YouTube, and they're like days old or something like that, and they weren't in there before. And of course, anything with a link is almost always going to get in spam. I have seen one or two that don't get in spam, I don't know why some comments with links in them would go into the spam folder and others wouldn't. And I never understood why YouTube would mark a video as spam if it has a YouTube link in it. Like, it makes sense if it's to another website, but I don't know why they wouldn't trust links to their own website.
I don't know. Video contains links or I don't know.
You kind of cut out a little bit there. Also, you probably should have mentioned this earlier, but you're really quiet, Logan. At least you are on my end.
And have I ever been quiet or
What?
quiet?
You
both sound about the same to me.
okay.
I wonder if I think I turned down my volume for a while ago, I think.
Okay.
I just never turned it back up.
Oh, also on my
Is that better?
it's about the same. It's just as long as you're
You're cutting out really bad right now for me.
you're cutting out for me too, but I can make out enough of what you're saying. Anyway, with weird comments also, I guess it's not so much of a weird comment, but I have seen it 2 or 3 times on my Steamed Hams YTP are people saying I miss YouTube poop.
You cut out right at the end again.
What's wrong with your computer, Logan?
Because every time we record Discord, I think it's just I'm not saying like Discord is worse than Skype, I just think it must have to do with the fact that we're in the same building, rooms apart.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I need to work out a way to. I'm hearing myself echoing from your computer, Logan.
Because Skype, whenever we do it on Skype, it's fine. But whenever we do it on Discord, you like every other second.
Okay. Well, anyway, like I was saying, I think for future episodes, I need to figure out a way where we can both record from my computer, and that'll make things a lot easier. But anyway, we should probably try to get back on track before we go off a little bit too much. Sonica XD on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure this is directed at you. Oh yeah, it is directed at you, NPCarlsson. Asks, how big is your SpongeBob source/art/porn collection folder?
Oh, I was going to say I did have a big, big porn collection. No, I didn't. I did have a big folder of just a load of SpongeBob episodes.
Not porn?
Anymore. I don't know if that's a serious question.
How many
Don't have-
SpongeBob? How many SpongeBob porn parodies are in there?
Too many.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a joke question. This one's from a Pi Pivot Montier, whatever his name is, however it's pronounced, says, when will NPCarlsson make his own Discord server? And then he has a sad crying face at the end.
I don't know, probably no.
Yeah,
Is that a joke question?
it's hard to tell with Pi sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I've had 1 or 2 people ask me if I would ever start a Discord server, and I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I don't really see the point in me having my own Discord server. Like, I don't know what I would do there.
You could just do what I do with shit post in it. That's all it's used for, shit post.
Somehow your computer is even worse today than it was when you left it on overnight the last time we recorded.
I don't think it's my computer. I think it's like I said, it's because we're just like a room apart.
What would that do though?
Oh, because Discord is never like this. I'm talking to people who aren't in the same house, same building.
Okay.
But it's cutting out really bad for people right now.
Well, you're cutting out really bad for me. Is it cutting out at all for you, NPCarlsson?
You're cutting out a bit. Logan seems to be fine for me.
Okay, you're fine for me, but it's I think you maybe cut out slightly a couple sentences ago, but other than that, you're coming in fine. It's just Logan who's cutting out for me.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what the problem is because this never happens when we're on Skype.
Well, anyway, we should get back on. There's another question here. I have no idea what this means. It's from Levi Peabody on Twitter. Asks, what film do you like from? I don't even know how to pronounce that. Laika? It's Laika.
Laika.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, I think that's the film company that does the stop motion films like and Paranorman and stuff like that.
Oh,
Hang on,
okay.
let me actually look them up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know why that would be the question, and not just do you like films from that company or whatever. But I'm just looking them up really quick and just seeing what their movies are, because I have seen Paranorman before, but that was years ago that I watched that. I barely remember anything from that. I want to watch Kubo and the Two Strings. I've heard that's a really good movie. I think it's on Netflix.
I don't know if that's how you say it, but
What?
I don't know. I haven't seen it either, but I
Okay.
didn't see Coraline either, or Paranorman, or Box Trolls, so I haven't seen any of their movies.
Okay.
I think the only one I've seen is Coraline.
Okay. Yeah, I have that movie, and I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't got around to watching it. I think the questions on Twitter for this one are not the greatest. It's a good thing I did the YouTube one as well. Yeah, 'cause this next one is from Econ Praised Lieber or some. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that entirely correctly. Who asks us to talk about his channel, which
Who?
I don't know who he is, so I recognize him from Twitter from liking and replying to tweets I made, but I've never watched his channel, so I wouldn't have anything to say about it. But it looks like the next three questions are like legitimate questions, so those we should be able to get some conversation out of that. The next one comes from Daniel Kaplinger, something like that. Asks anything related to the YTP tennis match.
I don't know what in particular.
Anything, I guess. I don't know.
This question?
Anything related to the YTP tennis match. So you wouldn't have anything to say about this unless you wanted to say something, I guess.
I don't know. I think once I've in fact I could do now, I suppose. I could start working on round 5. And now I finished the next Lego Star Wars episode, which should be up today.
Okay.
Then I could probably just start that today. And then hopefully it wouldn't take that long to get round 5 out.
Yeah. I think round 6 for me is probably going to take a long time because for anybody listening who doesn't know, round 6 will be the last round. So I'm definitely gonna go all out for the last round. But yeah, I guess not much else to talk about with that for right now, I guess. I know we kind of briefly talked about maybe at some point when we finish the match doing some sort of like a podcast, just me and you, where we just kind of talk about the tennis match. So maybe we should save it for that if we do go through with that.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea.
All right, next one comes from Randomness, who asks, upcoming movies, games, shows, etc. that you're not excited for this year, or things that you feel have a high likelihood of being disappointing.
Oh, Oh, the Han Solo movie that's coming out this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that movie.
I don't think anybody does at this point.
Even as someone who, I mean, I haven't seen The Last Jedi yet, but so far I've liked the Disney Star Wars movies. I'm not looking forward to that one.
Well, I don't even think they've made a trailer for it at this point.
I mean, I think they've shown what the actors look like, and I forget the name of the person who's playing Han Solo, but he looks nothing like the way Harrison Ford did.
Well, as long
That's
as he's a
correct.
good actor, it doesn't really matter if he doesn't look exactly like Harrison Ford.
I mean, he doesn't have obviously he doesn't have to look exactly like him, but he like doesn't look anything like him, other than being white and having brown hair.
Okay.
Like that's. I remember seeing him like I don't. That doesn't. I don't see when I see that. I don't think that's Han Solo. It doesn't look anything like him.
Well,
And I mean, the movie could still be good, obviously, but it's just like to me that's just kind of a red flag
well,
right off the bat.
the casting doesn't really. I don't have a problem with that. It's just I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan to begin with, but I just feel like it's not really a movie that's necessary, and they haven't even shown a
Yeah.
trailer for it, and it's coming out I think in May, so doesn't seem like
May.
I'm pretty sure it's May.
I thought it was coming out at the end of the year.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I heard May, because
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the concerns I've heard people have is that it's coming out in May and there still isn't a trailer for it.
Oh wow, that's wow.
You know what? One movie that I wouldn't say I'm not excited for. I am excited for, but I am concerned might not be as good as I want it to be. Is Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I know. Sorry. The delay on Discord is a little bit funky. It's kind of. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Were you going to say something, or did I not interrupt you?
Well, me?
Yeah.
No, I would just agree with you, yeah,
Okay.
about Wreck-It Ralph 2,
Yeah.
the internet. Ralph breaks the internet.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my concern with it. Is I really like the first one, and I've been wanting to see a sequel to the first one ever since the credits of the first one started playing, because that's how much I liked it. But with this second one, they're going to the internet now, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, because the first one revolved around video game related stuff, and now if they're going to kind of leave that behind in favor of the internet, I'm just not 100% sure how that's going to work. It would
They
almost.
might force.
Huh?
I was gonna say they might force memes into it.
Well, that would be just fine by me. I'm fine with that.
Well, memes are fine, but I'm saying they might like force them and have too many.
Exactly. That would be amazing. That would be an amazing disaster,
Yeah, I guess.
which is better than a boring movie. But it's going from video games to the internet. It's kind of like if Toy Story 2 focused on like kitchen appliances instead of toys. You know what I mean? It's like it's not the same thing. But I'm sure they're not gonna. I'm sure they're not completely leaving behind the video game aspect of it. It's just I would have liked to have seen more. The focus being more video game stuff. But as long as as long as the movie itself is good, I'll be fine. And also, I think the end of this year is when the animated Grinch movie is coming out.
Oh yeah, isn't that from Illumination,
Yep.
the studio that made one good movie?
Which one was that?
What?
Which one was that?
Despicable Me was
Ah.
the one that I thought was from the movies that I've seen, I think that's really their only good movie, and I'm starting to think they just got lucky.
But to be fair though, I don't think I don't know about you, but I know for me, I haven't watched Despicable Me since it first came out, which I want to say was like 2011.
Yeah. I guess it has been a while since I've seen it, but I thought the second one was okay. I didn't even bother watching the third one or Minions.
hmm
Minions, I didn't watch them because I didn't hear they were very good. And I was just like, maybe I will watch them eventually, but I saw Hop. I didn't think it was very good. I if I'm not mistaken, I saw like the first half hour or so of Sing. Didn't think it was very good.
Mm.
And like I said, I'm starting to wonder if maybe they just got lucky with Despicable Me.
Yeah. I mean,
They do know how to make money. I'll give them credit there.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you know, I don't really have a big connection with the Grinch. Like I know a lot of people. For a lot of people, that's like the original animated adaptation of the Grinch is kind of a classic movie to them. And I think I've only ever seen it like twice in my life.
I think it's only been once or twice for me as well.
Yeah. But I just think I don't know. I'm not sure how well this is going to go over. One of my biggest problems with they've already revealed the design for the Grinch, and one of my biggest problems is I think they tried too hard to make the Grinch look cute. I mean, it doesn't have to look unappealing or whatever, but he shouldn't be like a cutesy character, I don't think.
But marketing, they have to market cute characters to make money.
Well,
that's how illumination works.
It hasn't bothered the Grinch for like the past 70 years or what? Well, maybe not that long. However long the Grinch has been around.
But this is illumination. They have to make cutesy characters because that's what they do.
Then why did Danny DeVito play the Lorax?
Good point.
I mean, Danny DeVito, I guess you could describe him as cutesy if you wanted to.
Danny DeVito is very hot.
No, he's cute.
He's very sexy.
Okay, I know your fetish now.
Yes, my fetish is Danny DeVito.
That makes sense.
What?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't have a Danny DeVito fetish?
That's true. As for games and shows, I don't really, like I mentioned before, I don't really keep up with modern games, and I don't have cable, so I don't know of any shows that are coming out that I'm concerned about.
I do keep up with what with what games are coming out, but I don't really know of anything that's coming out right now aside from I think that Pokemon game on Switch is supposed to come out this year. I'm interested to see how that turns out. And I think there's some other games coming. There's probably some other games coming out this year that I'm just not remembering.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. From the ones that are coming out, I can't think of anybody that I'm sure are going to be disappointing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's all I can think of for that. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, NPCarlsson? Should I keep calling you NPCarlsson, by the way? Or should I? Because I'm calling Logan and not a guy that loves pooping.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't have anything else to say on that. I don't really have any opinion on anything coming up because I don't really know what there is coming up.
Okay.
You could just call him Carlson, shorten it down a bit.
Okay.
I mean that would work. I don't know if that would bother him or.
No, that's fine.
All right, that works.
I think I want to say I don't remember if I have or not. Have I ever called you Carly on Twitter? I think I did that one time.
What?
I think
Did you?
I think I maybe it wasn't Twitter. I swear I swear I said that one time though. I don't remember where though.
I think you called me Carly on the live Poopcast episode you did.
Oh, that's what. That's where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
It was when I left, and then you said to Logan, "You're going to say goodnight to Carly" or something like that.
That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean that whole it was like 2.5 hours or something like that, wasn't it? That was a long.
We really need to do that again sometime.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to do that again. That was a lot of fun. I will make sure the microphone isn't like a third of the volume that it should be. Then the last Twitter question we got from NinjaFrog658 asks, "What was the worst meme of 2017?"
Worst meme of 2017?
Yeah. I don't.
Honestly, I think unlike 2016, I think I liked a lot of the memes that came out in 2017.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
for me, I know I've mentioned this before. I don't think that there's such thing as a meme that can't be used in a way that's funny or entertaining. So I don't.
yeah, but there's certain memes, like if you remember the Harambe meme. After about a week, it became so overused. It just even if there was like a funny Harambe joke, it was kind of hard to not roll your eyes at it just because it was another Harambe joke.
Well, to me, that kind of made it funnier though, because it was more funny to watch the people get upset at it than it was to actually see the meme.
Hmm.
It's kind of like
But I
that.
mean,
Kind of like Dat Boy.
which one?
Dat Boy.
But what?
It's kind of.
Why though?
What do you mean? Like I said, it was funny to see people freak out about Dat Boy, and so
But the meme itself wasn't funny.
yeah, but the reactions that people had to it were funny.
I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Usually I look at it like, how funny is this meme itself?
But anyway, I can't think of any from 2017 that I didn't enjoy.
Not even. I wasn't even bothered by Pickle Rick.
Yeah, well, again, that's another one where it was more funny seeing people freak out over it, so it didn't bother me. I guess I saw a lot. I don't really understand why, but I saw a lot of people hate the Crash Bandicoot "Whoa" meme.
I didn't mind that meme either. I thought that was a good meme actually.
Yeah. Too bad the dabbing one never picked up like the original did. Yeah, I guess.
I would say dabbing, but I think that's been around for a couple of years.
Yeah,
now,
that was
so-
like 2016. But even then, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I can't. There's never been a meme that I can think of that I would say that I hate or even really dislike.
Hmm.
All right, I guess we'll move on to YouTube now. This, and I asked for questions and conversation topics. So, someone who obviously needs a life on YouTube suggests Jonah
Nice name.
movie.
What was the question?
It's just conversation topic. Jonah movie, which actually that does is something that I'm kind of curious about. Have you did you know about VeggieTales before YouTube Poop, or did YouTube Poop introduce you to VeggieTales?
I didn't. No.
Okay.
I never heard of it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we could really talk too much about the movie then. I mean, even if it was just me and Logan, I don't really know what all we could say. The only thing I can really think of interesting to say about that is that was like one of the earlier movies that I went to the theater to see.
It's a movie that exists, and I remember liking it, but I haven't watched it in years, so I don't know.
Yeah. I guess this next one comes from Citizen Hal, who asks, when is PBG Tennis Round 5 coming out?
Soon, hopefully in next couple of months, probably
Okay. Yeah, I
February, March, sometime.
4 hours, in 4 hours it'll be up.
probably not.
Not really.
Did I ever? I think I maybe did, but did I mention my idea I had the one time for like a lightning round tennis match type thing where you would only have like a few hours or maybe a day or something like that for each round?
I think a day would be a better idea than a few hours.
Yeah, but that just make it more. Imagine doing an entire tennis match in one day. It might not be good, but it'd be entertaining.
I mean, I guess to be fair, the tennis round I did, there were entries that were made in a few hours.
Okay. Also from Citizen Hal, asked, what is your favorite YTP of yours and in general?
Ooh, boy. Is that for all of us, or?
Yeah, we always, unless it's a very specific question, specifically for one person, we always, all three answer the question. So, favorite YouTube poop of yours and favorite YouTube poop just in general.
My favorite YouTube poop that I've made. I don't know. That one's always changing. Like it seems like always after like a few months, it changes. It seems like I don't know what it is currently. I think the last time I answered this question, it was Fungelbert's Sexy House Party.
That's the one from this year, right? Or last year?
I think when did I upload that? November? Or was it earlier than November? I don't remember. That wasn't supposed to rhyme.
I didn't think it was.
Well, I know my favorite YouTube poop of all time is why does Larry have a shoe on his head?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to... I guess when it comes to favorite YouTube poops made by other people, that's a really hard one to answer just because there's so many.
Right.
Okay, I guess it was 7 months ago, so it was a little bit longer ago than I thought. But, I know Skellington's Revenge is kind of an obvious answer, but it's an obvious answer for a reason. It's because it's a really good video.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs' Unquenchable Bloodlust. I haven't watched that in a while, but I remembered that one being pretty good. I don't know. I don't know if I really have an answer for this one, just because, like I said, there's too many good ones to pick from.
Okay. For me, my favorite of my own YouTube poops, I would probably Larry Man Twice at the moment. I mean, I have my playlist of my top 10 favorite YouTube poops. I think for the most part, any one of those, excuse me, for the most part, any one of those would be one that I could pick. But probably definitely either Larry Man Twice or PBG Wanders Gamelon. I'd say it's a pretty close tie. Favorite YouTube poop of all time, you know, like you said, it's very difficult to choose. Not only because there are so many, but also because there's different types of YouTube poops as well. You know, story-based YouTube poops and just more traditional joke-based YouTube poops. But Fresh Prince of Blair 2 is a pretty high choice for me. Mash Bandicoot is also another really good one that I like.
Thank you.
Yep. Skellington's Revenge, Logan, you mentioned that. That's another really good one. Yeah, I guess any one of those three is what would be my pick. How about you, NPCarlsson?
Well, in terms of mine, I think I'm still gonna have to go with Mash Bandicoot.
Mm-hmm.
In general, again, I don't know. I think there's too many to choose.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
What were you gonna add something else?
You're cutting out a lot for me. I'm sorry. I can't tell what you're trying to say.
Oh, I was just asking. Were you gonna add anything else? I accidentally interrupted you.
No. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say. You know, there are a lot to pick from, but at the same time, like I've started working on a list of just like my top favorite YouTube poops of all time, and I think at the moment I only have like 50 videos on that list of my favorites. So it's if you're going with like top favorites, there's not quite as many as it seems like. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I've got a few different variations of this question on YouTube for you, which is the first one on here that I'm seeing is from Tu Sako or something like that. Asks, why does NPCarlsson use the Tattletale Strangler?
I don't know. I think it's just I made that SpongeBob meets the Strangler Y2P, and then I just kind of used that as my avatar, and then I changed it a bit over time, and I just haven't thought of anything better to change it to.
Do you think you ever would change it at any point in the future? Or do you think at this point it's been so long that it would be just weird to change it?
Yeah, no, I think it's been too long now.
Yeah. All right. Next one comes from Swib the Merc, who asks, Tom and Jerry or Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote?
I don't know.
I know I mentioned this on Twitter during my string of unpopular opinions, but I honestly don't even like Tom and Jerry cartoons. I never really have. So I guess by default I'd just go with Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
I mean, I remember I didn't used to really like them as either, but I think I don't know. Maybe it's something that's like you would appreciate when you're older.
Well, I definitely appreciate the high quality animation and whatever, but I don't find them entertaining.
I think this is the most amount of awkward silences we've ever had on an episode.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I remember really liking Tom and Jerry when I was younger, but I don't know. I guess I'd pick Tom and Jerry.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess one thing I will say, even though I'm not a huge fan of Tom and Jerry, I will say the Roadrunner cartoons, they do kind of get a bit repetitive. Like if you watch like a marathon of them or whatever, it's like after you've seen two, you kind of feel like you've seen everything there is to see. Next one from The Woof says, how about a look back at the last year in Poop? The Poopsmiths, I think he's maybe means YouTube poopers, and poop-related events that you found noteworthy in 2017, and what do you want to see in 2018's Poops?
This is a question I don't really know how to answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot to it. So I guess we'll just start out with like any interesting, noteworthy events in YouTube Poop from 2017. If you can think of anything off the top of your head that you found was interesting from the YouTube Poop community from last year.
No, can't think of anything.
Yeah, actually, I guess I can't really either. It wasn't a bad year. It was actually a pretty good year for YouTube Poop, but it's just there wasn't really anything that stood out to me.
I'm going to be honest, I kind of don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the community of aspects of YouTube. I just kind of pay attention to the videos and stuff. Sometimes I'll pay attention to what's going on in the community, but generally I don't really pay much attention.
Well, you mean you don't pay attention to like new YouTube Poopers or YouTube Poopers that are retiring or stuff like that?
I mean, stuff like that I'll pay attention to, but like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I can't think of anything really noteworthy. I mean, Trudermart got to 100K.
Yeah.
Wait, was that this month or last month?
Pretty sure that was last month. Only thing I can really think of that's interesting within the YTP community, not for a good reason, but it's still noteworthy, I would say, is YouTube Poop kind of getting caught up in between the whole Elsagate thing that's been going on YouTube.
Wait, what happened there?
Are you familiar with Elsagate? What they're calling it, Elsagate? It's like
I'm vaguely familiar with it.
It's like, you know, the Spider-Man Frozen Elsa videos, you know, the seemingly for kids videos that are actually really weird and dark and whatever. You know, they YouTube cracked down recently, deleting a bunch of videos of those types of videos. And I've seen, I know, I was going to mention it when we had Lulu Loves Cats on, but I know her Sophia the First collab got taken down by YouTube for a community, or what would you call it? It was
community guidelines, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. But it was like at that exact same time, and I'm pretty sure that's related because a lot of the Elsagate videos, you know, they're based around like little kids shows that are, you know, like I said, really dark, or they have like weird sexual stuff to it and fetish type stuff. And I've noticed that if you put poop in the title, description, or tags of your video, it's going to be demonetized automatically. And I think that's just kind of those videos, YouTube Poop's kind of getting caught in between the whole Elsagate thing.
I guess I didn't actually know about any of that. I mean, I knew about like the most of it, but like none of the YouTube poop stuff about it. I guess I didn't realize that was happening.
Yeah, and then I know or not NPCarlsson, Stuart K. Riley on Twitter shared this a link to a news report. I forget which website it was. They were talking about Elsa Gate stuff, and they mentioned YouTube poop in there about how that's it's a long running thing on YouTube that takes kids' characters and puts them in horrible, dark, sexual situations, stuff like that. So I think that's.
I don't. The thing about YouTube poop though is it's not disguising itself as a kids video. That's different.
Right, but when you think about it, like from an outside perspective, like if you first come across a YouTube poop, like I know one of the examples I used was like some Peppa Pig YouTube poop. And if you came across that as a parent, you had no idea what YouTube poop was, you come across Peppa Pig's Sexual Adventure or whatever it was called, that would seem no different from the Elsa Gate stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess, but weren't people freaking out because of the content and the fact that it was disguising itself as a kids video, though? Like that's why people were mad.
Yeah, but like I just said, if you didn't know anything about YouTube poop and you come across a YouTube poop of Peppa Pig and it's called Peppa Pig and it uses Peppa Pig, that seems as though it's disguising itself as a kids show thing.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, that's hopefully it doesn't go any more than this. That would really suck if whole channels were removed because of that sort of thing. But I know it's really easy to, like I said, forget that from an outside perspective it doesn't seem any different because like I'm not, when I make my videos I'm not intending to trick people. I make YouTube poops for YouTube poop fans, but I could easily see the confusion. And now that they're cracking down on those types of videos, I think YouTube poop is kind of caught in the middle of it. As for what I want to see in 2018's poops, I guess I don't really have anything specific for that. I guess just more of the same, really. I don't see any.
I want to see the King's Nostalgia Trip.
That will happen. It will happen.
Okay,
I have like one or two more projects I need to get out of the way, and then I'll be able to work on that again. I am concerned about that. Starting to get concerned about that though, because I was thinking about that, and I realized I've done the majority of what I have like 75% of it finished, and I did the majority of it like within spring or early summer of last year or earlier. So at this point, it's basically it's kind of like an old YouTube poop already, even though it hasn't been released. Like I've done other YouTube poop type stuff since then that I've kind of borrowed some of the ideas or or similar ideas from the King's Nostalgia Trip, and I'm a bit concerned that by the time it comes out, it might already feel dated. So I do definitely want to get that out before too long.
I don't think people will notice unless like you took anything major from the video.
No, but I'm just saying I want to get it done before it's too late, before people lose interest. And I've improved since then, and so I am concerned that by the time I get it out, it just won't be as impressive as some of my other stuff is. It's Your Boy Metal asks, what's your favorite YTP from each other? So that would be like, yeah. Well, I already mentioned Mash Bandicoot, and have I ever mentioned anything to you, Logan, about my favorite videos from you?
I think you might have. Why?
Well, I'm just wondering. I'll look at your channel right now, but I'm just... None of your videos really come to mind immediately when I think of best YouTube poop from you.
Well, let's see. Mash Bandicoot is one half of the answer.
Okay.
I don't know. It's tough to say which one of yours is the best.
You already
I think
said...
before I said it was Hank's Got a Lot of Beers, but that's been a while.
Yeah, that one's not bad necessarily, but it's definitely starting to show its age by now. I guess for me, my favorite from you at the time probably be Spunglebert's Sexy House Party. I guess.
Um, Link Pirates the movie was pretty good.
Okay.
I don't know. Larry Man Twice might just be what I think your best is right now.
Okay. All right. So, what about you, NPCarlsson?
See, I think I guess Larry Man Twice is probably my favorite of yours
Okay.
at the moment. And I'm trying to remember what ones I've actually seen of yours, Logan.
I know you commented on one of them.
Did I? Was it the Strangler one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's a video that there's still a couple parts in it that just bug me that I didn't bother fixing. Like it was just like there was like some errors after it rendered, and I just didn't feel like going back and fixing them. And I still to this day wish I would have gone back and fixed them. Even though it's been almost 2 years, and so obviously it's too late now. But
Well, you could always remake it.
I could, but I've never remade a video, so
Well, you could maybe use that episode again as a main source and just redo some of the jokes that you think you could do better. Let me see here. Next one comes from Steven. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name because I know I'll get it wrong. Asks how did you, NP, and Jimmy decide to start the YouTube YouTube ping pong game? Is what he referred to it as.
How do we start it?
Yeah. How did we decide to start?
I don't remember. I think I just suggested it.
Yeah.
Once to you.
Yeah, I remember you contacted me on Twitter. This would have been... I remember you mentioned something about now that we were both finished with our collabs. So it must have been... actually, I think I might still have it, the date that you suggested it. But yeah, I know it was your idea. I mean, we've been... working on it probably longer than most tennis matches would last for.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, it was April 19th of 2016.
oh, it was just 1 day away.
Huh?
What was that?
Oh, NPCarlsson left.
Oh. Oh.
I don't think he meant to do that. Okay, he says he'll be back in 10 minutes. He didn't say it like pumpkin, though.
Usually whenever I have nacho cheese, it's like when I'm about halfway through, I feel like I'm going to be sick if I eat any more of it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back now.
Okay. All right. We were talking about McDonald's and nachos and whatever.
Okay.
A little bit off topic, just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna cut it out of the full episode, so it's not a big deal. Where were we?
I don't even remember.
Oh, we were talking about the tennis match, and I mentioned that we started in April 19th, 2016.
Oh yeah, and I think the last thing I said was just one more day before the funny day.
Oh yeah, 420.
And then he left.
Yeah.
I didn't leave because of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd understand if you did, though.
But 420 is the funny day.
Yeah. What I wonder what it was like 420 1969.
Probably a great day.
But anyway, so at this rate, it looks like round the next round 5. That might be like the the 2-year anniversary of when we decided to start the collab in the first place.
Yeah.
That sounds a lot longer now that I say that out loud. I mean, we didn't necessarily, you didn't get round 1 finished right away, but it wasn't too much later. I think it was July that you finished round 1.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Next question is from Can Club, who asks, What do you think is special about your videos, and when did you start thinking about doing it? I'm not.
What was the question?
What do you think is special about your videos, and when did you start thinking about doing it?
Is there anything special about your videos? Is that what it is?
What do you think is special? He's assuming we think something special about our videos, and what is it we think is special about our videos?
Oh, I don't think anything special about videos. I think they're just dumb videos that I make for fun.
Yeah, more or less, for me anyway. And we kind of already talked about the when did you start thinking about doing it. That was kind of like Huh?
I've actually been doing it since 2013.
Oh yeah, you're coming up on your 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, it's just I had like an entire year where I didn't upload any of, but I did make quite a few. Most of them are lost now, but I still have my first one. That's going up next month for its 5-year anniversary.
Okay.
It's not good, but it'll be interesting to see what people think.
Yeah, I guess not much for that question. Cam Woodstock asks, and I'm assuming this looks like it's directed directly at you, NPCarlsson. Oh yeah, he says right at the beginning, have him settle once and for all. Is Crash Bandicoot better, worse, or in equal terms with Spyro the Dragon?
Uh-huh. Right. Well, I think I said this at one point. I think personally that I prefer Crash Bandicoot as a whole, but in terms of the original 3 games, I prefer Spyro. So I don't know if that actually answers the question.
Okay.
But
yeah. Yeah.
I'll just. I was just going to say, I'll just say that I think that Crash Bandicoot is better, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I think I might actually say that I prefer Spyro. Honestly, it's really hard to say. I've never beat any of the 3 Crash Bandicoot games of the original trilogy. I haven't even played the first one. I played the second one growing up, but we never managed to beat it. And I own the third one, but something's wrong with my disc, so once I get to a certain part, Dingo Dial, when I get to Dingo Dial, it'll play the cutscene, and then it just doesn't load any farther than that, so I can't beat that.
I've been meaning to finish that one, but from what I've played, I haven't even finished it, and I think it's already a contender for my favorite PS1 game.
Yeah. And then with Spyro, I own the first one now. I beat that like a couple of years ago, whatever. I owned the second one as a kid, kind of like Crash Bandicoot, but I never beat it because I think I mentioned before on the show previously. I don't know, maybe I haven't. But Logan ruined the disc when I was a kid.
It turns out I've always been a little bit of a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I remember I got that as a Christmas present from Justin, our older brother, and that's, like he would never give Christmas presents or whatever. I think the only reason he gave me a Christmas present that year is because we did like I don't know what exactly you'd call it, but we each drew names out of a hat or whatever, and whoever's name was on that list, you had to buy them a Christmas present that year. But this was, I think it was New Year's Eve, actually, where Logan ruined it, so it wasn't even that long. It wasn't even like a week. Because he would have been pretty young, like 3 years old or something like that, but I guess what he did is I left the PlayStation sitting out after I turned it off and went to bed, and like he was messing with the disc and kind of like knocked it off of the I don't know what you call it, the thing in the middle that you stick the disc down in, so it was off-centered, and he slammed the cover down on it until it cracked. So
it almost the way you're describing it sounds like I did it intentionally.
You probably did.
I mean,
you had something against PS1 games. I swear, because we had we put in a staircase. The house we had was a really old house, and it was originally built as like a well, it was a bunch of different things before we bought it and turned it into a house. But it had like a second floor, but it didn't have a staircase leading to the second floor. You had to actually like go outside and climb up on the side of the house, and there was a door like on the roof that you had to go through. But we put in a staircase, and there was at the top of the staircase there was like a loose floorboard that Logan would shove discs down into, and they would fall like on the very top of the staircase. Like it wasn't really a step, but it was just kind of like just beneath the floor on the top, on the second floor. So he'd shove discs down there, it would scratch them up, and they would get stuck up there, and we'd have to get like a chair to reach and get them out, and they usually wouldn't work because they got so scratched up, and he ruined probably a good 3 or 4 games by doing that.
Do you happen to remember what year that was? That I ruined your Spyro disc?
I don't remember for sure. It was probably something like 2002, 2003. Somewhere.
Oh, 2003?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So I might have been even as old as 4 years old then.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't remember that.
It might have been a little bit earlier. It might have even been 2001. I don't remember for sure. Those early 2000 years kind of blend together for me. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. So I never got to beat the second one. Same problem with Crash Bandicoot 3, where I have the game now, but it freezes after a certain point, and I can't get it to work. And then...
Funny thing is, I had the same problem with my first copy, but I bought a second copy, and it works fine now, but I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm pretty sure it might even be like the same point in the game where it froze for both of us.
No, I remember because it was a little bit later, because I was fighting the boss that it froze on you when, I forget, you came over to borrow my laptop because you didn't have internet at the time, and I was playing it, so...
Okay. Well, anyway, and then I've never played the third one, I don't think. No, I haven't played that one. But then, after the original trilogies, I know I like Wrath of Cortex from Crash Bandicoot series. I like Wrath of Cortex. I think I like it more than most people do. Even then, though, like I wouldn't say I love it. I enjoy it. And then I could not get into Twinsanity. I kind of liked parts of it, but I disliked other parts of it so much that I just couldn't keep playing it.
I haven't played it, so I don't know what I think of it yet. But from what I've seen, I think it looks like I would probably like it.
Well, that's what I would think, but there's so many little things that annoy me about it. Like the one thing that annoys me the most, probably, and it doesn't sound like much if you haven't played the game, but if there's a cutscene that plays just before, or if there's a cutscene that plays and then you go into the game and you're playing whatever and then you die, it'll replay the cutscene and you can't skip it, and that'll happen every single time you die.
Oh, that happens a lot in that game.
Yeah, that was the biggest, or at least one of the biggest problems I had with it. Sometimes it's not a big deal. What were you saying? Something?
Yeah, I was saying. So, would you be up for a remake if they were going to do a remake and like fix a bunch of the little things? Would you give that a shot?
Oh yeah, because I like the open world feel to the game. I think it's an interesting. It's close enough to the classic Crash Bandicoot games to the point where it doesn't feel too different, but it's different enough to the point that it feels fresh and original. You know what I mean? And other than that, the other thing I can think of that really annoyed me about it is the fact that Aku Aku, that's the right character name, right? The mask that's on your team. For some reason, I always get him confused with Uka Uka. Anyway, if you have him, he doesn't protect you from a hit from a nitro crate, which I found to be really irritating.
Oh yeah, they changed that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like it must be really annoying.
Yeah, it is, especially during the levels where, like, you're rolling down a slope or whatever, like when you're snowboarding, whatever, because they put them all over the place as obstacles, and if you don't get out of the way fast enough, even if you have Aku Aku, you're gonna die, and you have to. And it can be especially annoying if it's in a place where there's a cutscene just before it.
I wonder with the success of the Insane trilogy if they're gonna do remakes of those two games as well.
Probably not, just because I don't think people have as much of a nostalgic connection to those. But like I said, I'd be open to it if they just kind of fixed the bugs and whatever. That was the other thing. There were a lot of glitches, but those were mostly entertaining to me.
Wasn't there one where there was like a cutscene and Cortex was completely invisible for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I remember you were playing it and I was watching when that happened. It was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Wasn't there a thing where they shook each other's hands or something? But since he wasn't there,
Yeah.
it was just like
Yeah, it just looked like Crash held out his hand and then just started shaking his hand. That was probably the highlight for me of playing the game. I mean, I did enjoy playing the game. There were just some frustrating things and annoying things here and there. The thing that finally made me stop playing it was I forget which mission it is, but you're on board like a ship or whatever, and you're running away from this chef character, whatever. And it's one of those levels where you're running towards the camera, and I've always hated those levels in Crash games.
Yeah.
But then for Spyro, with after the original trilogy, I've only played. Is it A Hero's Tale? Is that the one that's kind of like Wrath of Cortex in the sense that it's people's complaints that it's kind of too similar to the original trilogy?
yeah, it's I really like that one though. But then again, that was also the Spyro game I played growing up, so.
Yeah.
I played, like, other than that, I only ever played the demo for the original, and that was it. And actually, even to this day, the only one, because my copy of A Hero's Tale doesn't work anymore, the only one I actually own is the original one. So I actually still haven't played 2 and 3.
Okay. I just realized we're getting close to where we have to stop recording. Is it? Do you know how much longer we can keep going?
We could probably still go for another 10 minutes, 15 minutes or something.
Okay, we'll try to speed through these questions then. Dat Dare Kirby asks, if you could make a YTP about anything right now, what would you make?
What? What's the question supposed to mean?
I don't know, because if I can make a YTP about anything right now, and so I make that, I guess.
I don't know how to answer this, so I think I'm just gonna not, because I don't know exactly what the question's supposed to mean.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes the questions are just kind of I think it's just people just wanting to get a question out. And then he has 2 questions, and I'm assuming this next thing is some meme that I don't know of, because I noticed somebody else asked the same question, and it has 2 thumbs up. It's, do you know Dawei?
Oh yeah, it's a reference to Ugandan Knuckles meme.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know much about that meme. I just know that that's a part of that meme, I guess.
But do you know Dawei?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it a secret?
I don't.
4 miles east.
Okay. Which way is east, though?
What?
Which way is east, though? That's the way that I need to know.
I don't know. I don't know which way east is off the top of my head.
Okay.
Google it.
Okay. Kimi Sasamori, probably got that wrong, asks, What are your guys' favorite style aside from the style you do? I'm assuming talking about YouTube poop style.
I don't know, something like your guys' style, probably.
How would you describe my style, though? Because I do a mix of multiple different styles. Like, I think I mentioned...
I
Hmm?
I was going to say, I think it's kind of like a mixture of, it's like a little bit story-based, but mostly comedy-based. Is kind of how I would describe it.
Well, isn't that kind of how you do your videos, though?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe. Huh. I don't know. I don't do story-based videos, but I really like story-based videos, so
Okay.
I guess that could be my answer if we're technically in the same style. I don't know. I never really thought about it that way, but
I mean, I guess we're a little bit different in style, but I think we're more similar than, like, similar enough to the point where it would be kind of weird to say that I like your style because it's different from my style or whatever. Do you have anything for that, NPCarlsson?
No, not really.
Okay. Let me see here. Next one is from Philip J. Fry II. Asks, do you guys like to finish off everything instantly or piece by piece? Not entirely sure what he means by that. I think he might just mean make YouTube poop from start to finish, or just kind of work in chunks in different scenes here and there. At least I'm assuming that's what he means.
I guess I don't know. When I make a YouTube hoop, I don't usually have any plans. I just kind of put it into Vegas and then see where it goes. That's usually how it works for me. I don't usually have a plan for it.
Okay. Well, what about you, NPCarlsson? Because I know you script out your YouTube poops. So do you work on them like in chronological order, or do you kind of work in like you might do a little bit from the beginning?
I don't know. It changes a bit. I usually work in chunks, I guess.
Okay.
Sometimes like split them up into different scenes and things like that, and then do the. I think I usually do the most complicated things first.
Okay.
And then do the other stuff.
All right.
That's usually how I do it.
Yeah, I think for me, since I don't ever really have a plan on what I'm doing, I guess kind of like what Logan said, I just kind of put it into Vegas and just start messing with it, and I'll kind of jump back and forth from clip to clip, chunk to chunk. I don't always go completely in chronological order, especially not if I usually have at least one joke planned out before I start, and I'll usually just go straight to that, and then just kind of work off and on different parts here and there.
Yeah, I guess I guess I'm kind of like the same way with like what I remember Amp Lemon said this a few years ago. When I think it was like a Q&A, and someone asked him, how do you get ideas for videos? And he said, usually what happens is I just think of one joke for I just have like one joke idea, and then everything else I come up with while editing, and I guess that's kind of how it is for me.
Yeah.
Like if I very rarely go into a YouTube hoop without at least one joke planned, but usually, aside from that one or two jokes, there's not much that I have planned.
Okay. And then we still have quite a few questions left, so I think what I'll do then is I'll just kind of skip through and pick the ones that look entertaining, or look like you could get some stuff out of it, and then whenever you feel like we're running short on time, just let me know, and then we can kind of go into the recommended videos you'd recommend people start out with, and we can just kind of wrap things up from there.
Right. Okay.
Next one, I think I maybe saw another question similar to this. This one comes from Nation of Oranges 696. Asks, how long into the future do you think YTP as a community will last for?
I mean, it's lasted for how long now? 13 years?
Going on 14.
Yeah, I guess because technically it's been around since before YouTube, so yeah. So I don't know if it's lasted this long, and I don't see why it won't last longer.
Yeah, I think most people, or at least I think most of all three of us anyway, have mentioned this to some degree at some point that YouTube poop I think will always last in some form or another into the future. I really don't see it going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if the YouTube poop is dead mindset still exists, but it's just like whenever I did hear people say that, I'm like, I don't get that because I'm seeing more and more people who make YouTube poops getting more and more popular.
Yeah, I know. Stuart K. Riley, explained that on Twitter. I think he maybe explained in a YouTube poop news that he says what he meant by that is YouTube poop is dead to him, which I'm
not talking about him specifically.
Yeah, no, but I mean but he was the one who kind of started, well, at least popularized the whole YouTube poop is dead thing.
I guess.
Which I guess I see what he's talking about. YouTube poop is dead to him, and that's why he said that. But I don't really think that's the best way he could have worded it. But anyway, yeah, I don't think the YouTube poop community is going to go anywhere anytime soon at all. Some random guy asks, mustard or mayo?
I mean, I don't like mayonnaise, or I don't like mustard, so I guess mayonnaise by default for me.
Okay.
I hate both.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so your answer is neither?
Yep.
I guess I kind of like them both equally. I guess if I had to choose, well, they're both pretty different, but I guess mustard, I think, it's a much stronger flavor, much more prominent flavor. Mayonnaise is basically just like it's just like a step above butter in terms of the fact that you could use it in more or less anything, whereas mustard is bold. So I guess mustard. Although if you're going to have a turkey sandwich, mustard and mayonnaise is recommended, in my opinion. Just really quickly, I don't think we'll have too much to talk about this, but there's something I could say about this. Axionimbus 2000, I probably pronounced that wrong, asks, or says, Caillou, talk about Caillou, even if you don't want to. And
I know next to nothing about Caillou. The only thing I know about Caillou is what I've seen in YTPs.
There is a story, it's a very short story, but I have a story involving you and Caillou, because, Caillou is on TV. I don't know for sure how long it's been on TV, but I can remember watching it. I think I was kind of a little too old for it when I would watch it, but I would just kind of watch it because, be waiting for the next thing to come on TV, because the next thing would be something I want to watch or whatever. But I remember you, I think you maybe woke up crying about Caillou, and that's you just told, you were like really little, and I remember you were telling Mom that you were afraid of Caillou. And I still to this day don't know why. And Mom was so confused; she had no clue who Caillou was. Which I was just thinking about that today, and I was thinking, if you didn't know anything about Caillou, you didn't associate it with a little kids show. That could be like the name of like some like demon character in a horror movie, or some ancient demon Caillou.
Caillou.
But anyway,
but yeah, all I know about the show currently is I guess apparently I was afraid of it as a kid, and all I know about it now, other than that, is what I've seen in YTP. So I have nothing to add.
Yeah. Then again, you did, when you were like 3 or 4 years old, you did wake up screaming about frogs, and you were terrified of frogs for a couple of years. So
I thought I was 2 when that happened.
No, I'm pretty sure you were 3.
Huh. I don't know. Anything from before I was 5 years old is all very blurry. So.
Well, yeah. Miles Prower 543 asks, "What is your favorite cartoon?" And Guanum is chirping right now. I'm sure you can hear that. I completely forgot to.
There are way too many good cartoons to pick from for me.
Okay.
But if I had to pick one, oh man, that's a really tough one. because it's like it's always changing depending on what shows I'm watching.
Uh-huh.
Like I would have said Gravity Falls like a year or two ago, but now I'm just thinking, but is Gravity Falls really my favorite? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. For me, it's kind of a tough choice between Gravity Falls and Regular Show. I mean, they're both pretty different, but I have a tough choice picking between the two.
I mean, there's also stuff like Rocko's Modern Life and the first few seasons of SpongeBob, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I would pick as some of my favorites.
Bob's Burgers is another really good cartoon.
Oh yeah, Bob's Burgers. I need to watch more of that. I still haven't watched, what is it, last couple seasons, I think.
Yeah.
I watched however many they had on Netflix before they got the most recent season that they had and then got rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't remember, that was like 4 seasons, I think.
Something like that.
And then they got another season, and then they got rid of it before I got around to watching.
Yeah.
So
what about you,
thanks,
NPCarlsson? What would you say is your favorite cartoon?
I don't know. I haven't watched any recent cartoons for quite a long time. I've been recommended loads of them, and I haven't got around to watching any of them.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't have to be recent, I don't think. Just a favorite cartoon.
Then I guess I'd just have to go with SpongeBob then.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe choice. I don't think anybody would disagree with that.
Yeah.
Unless if you mean like specifically the later seasons, then that might be a controversial opinion.
Oh no.
All right. Next one. This is kind of two similar questions in a row. One from Chad Woods, one from Era Does Stuff. The one from Chad Woods is worst cliches in YTP. And then Era Does Stuff is things and others YTPs that annoy/bug you. So they're pretty much the same.
Didn't we just answer the worst cliches in YTP in the last episode?
I think we did, but we didn't really elaborate on it that much, and NPCarlsson wasn't in the last one, so we can get a little more input.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't think I had an answer.
Oh yeah, we weren't talking about cliches in YTP. We were just talking about things within the YouTube poop community that we found annoying.
I don't know. Worst cliches in YouTube hoops. I don't really know how to answer that. I can't really think of any.
The only thing I can really think of off the top of my head is pointless ear rape is something that I find kind of annoying. Like when it serves no purpose. It's just kind of there.
See, I've always thought ear rape was funny, so...
Yeah, but I mean, like something where it does nothing at all. It's just there.
But I think that's funny sometimes.
Okay.
Just pointless ear rape can be funny to me. If it's not overdone, at least.
Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about. It's just like when you watch like a bad YouTube poop, and it's just like every minute or every 30 seconds or whatever, there's just some random bit of ear rape that just serves no purpose.
I mean, if the audio is distorted, like to the point where it sounds funny.
Yes, but that serves a purpose. Though I'm talking about stuff that doesn't serve a purpose. If it's distorted, it's funny.
You just mean like just making the audio louder?
Not necessarily making it louder when it doesn't do anything. Like it's just random points of the video, no purpose.
Yeah, so making it louder and nothing else.
It can still be distorted, I guess, but just never mind. Never mind. What about you, NPCarlsson? Is there anything you can think of that you don't particularly enjoy in YouTube poops?
Actually, I do. There is one thing that I don't like. I don't think it's really a cliche, but when I don't like it when there's like not very good sentence mixing, and then they put subtitles to try and like say like that's what I was trying to sentence mix, but it doesn't sound anything like that.
Yeah,
that bugs me.
Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of that in my earlier video, but I've tried to avoid that as much as possible now.
Yeah, I've had people ask me before, comment on my my sentence mixing, and say stuff like I don't think there's anything you can't sentence mix. And the thing I always say is, yeah, there is stuff I can't sentence mix, but if it's not turning out right, I just scrap it and go with something different, because I don't want to have to resort to putting text up, whatever. But then if I don't put text up,
we should. Whoop. I'm thinking we should probably wrap up soon.
Okay.
Now.
All right. Let me just quickly look through, see if there's anything else that could be interesting. Dizzy and Kaleidoscope asks, how many people have you strangled?
I'm assuming that's for you.
For me?
Yeah. No, not you. NPCarlsson.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how to answer that.
Oh, so are you saying you have strangled someone and you don't want to?
Well, no.
Okay.
As far as I'm aware, 0.
Okay, that's a good answer.
69.
What?
No.
I don't know. That's the answer I probably would have given, but I guess that's just me.
Yeah. Okay. And did you need to wrap up like right now, or can you still go for a couple more minutes? Because there is one more question. I don't know for sure if we get much out of it, but I could ask it. But if you want to wrap up, it's fine. We can just wrap up.
I think it's probably better if we wrap up now.
Okay. All right. So then we always ask for anybody who's listening, on the off chance that anybody who's listening to this maybe hasn't seen your videos. I don't think that'll be the case, but just in case, what are the 3 YouTube poops from you that you would recommend people start out with when they look at your channel?
Right. Okay. I think probably start with Crustacean Resurrection Redemption.
Okay.
And then after that, Five Nights at Foster's, because that has references to Crustacean, so it would make sense to watch them in that order.
Okay.
And then I guess after that, just go straight onto Mash Bandicoot.
Okay.
And then wherever you want from there.
All right. I guess that'll be it then. I always have trouble starting out and ending these. It's always a little bit weird, but I guess thanks for being on here. Sorry it was a little bit shaky on our end. Didn't really give a whole lot to work with.
Yeah. Sorry if there were long gaps where I didn't say anything.
No, that's fine. Some people just have easier time going on, and other people just don't really have as much to say, I guess. But yeah, I guess that'll be it. Those videos will be linked in the description, as well as to NPCarlsson's channel and Twitter if you want to check those out. I imagine everybody watching this is already aware of him. I think we share a lot of the same audience.
Yeah.
But on that note, do you have anything to close things off with, Logan, since you're always the one to end it?
No, I don't really have anything to say.
Okay, you should.
I feel like I've said that in every episode.
I think you have. I think you said. Did you ever say bye bye before I die?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I have said that in the past, but I haven't said it in years.
Didn't we bring it up on the live stream or something?
What?
I thought we brought it up on the live stream. I don't know.
Might have.
Anyway, maybe you should start ending them with that.
Okay, bye bye before I die.
Okay.